Imagine making $420 million a week. That's nearly $60 million a day. This staggering figure isn't from a Hollywood blockbuster, but was the real life of Pablo Escobar, the infamous king of cocaine. By the mid-1980s, Escobar wasn't just dominating the global cocaine trade. He was swimming in a fortune so massive, it rivaled the wealth of today's billionaires like Bill Gates. With control over 80% of the world's cocaine market and a net worth estimated at a jaw-dropping $30 billion, Escobar's wealth seemed almost mythical. But how did this son of a poor Colombian farmer rise to such unimaginable heights? And what happened to the immense fortune he amassed? In this video, we're diving deep into the extravagant world of Pablo Escobar, unveiling the true scale of his lavish empire. Get ready for a journey through some of the most extraordinary wealth ever amassed. Crafting videos like this takes countless hours of research, scripting, and editing to ensure we're delivering top-notch content. If you find this valuable, please take a moment to like the video and subscribe to our channel. Pablo Escobar remains one of the most notorious and wealthiest criminals in modern history. Born on December 1, 1949, to a farmer and a schoolteacher in the small town of Rio Negro, Colombia, Escobar's rise to infamy is nothing short of remarkable. From these humble beginnings, he became the head of the Medellín cartel, ultimately controlling nearly 80% of the global cocaine market. Escobar's criminal journey began with small-time schemes. As a young man, he stole tombstones, sold fake diplomas, and moved on to car theft and smuggling. His initial success came from controlling the cigarette smuggling trade in Colombia. This early venture laid the groundwork for his future in the drug world. By the early 1970s, Escobar began taking advantage of Colombia's strategic location between coca-growing regions in Peru and Bolivia, positioning himself to dominate the burgeoning drug trade. His rapid rise in the narcotics world came with significant risks. In 1976, after a drug trafficking trip to Ecuador, he was arrested by the DAS.
Plata o plomo.
With 39 kilograms of cocaine hidden in the spare tire of his truck. However, Escobar managed to escape conviction by bribing a judge, and shortly afterward, the two DAS agents responsible for his arrest were killed. Around this time, Escobar developed his infamous plata o plomo strategy, offering authorities the choice between taking a bribe, silver, or facing death, lead. As the demand for cocaine soared in the United States, Escobar didn't just stick to Colombia. He expanded his reach far beyond. He built an intricate network of smuggling routes and distribution hubs. One of his smartest moves was teaming up with Carlos Leder, a fellow cartel co-founder, to set up a key shipment base on a private island in the Bahamas. This strategic spot allowed Escobar to move huge amounts of cocaine into the U.S. with ease, tightening his grip on the drug trade even further. Under Escobar's leadership, the Medellín cartel grew significantly. In the mid-1980s, the cartel was smuggling around 15 tons of cocaine into the United States every single day. This massive operation generated an estimated $420 million weekly, giving Escobar an estimated net worth between $30 billion and $50 billion. This wide range in estimates is due to the secretive and illicit nature of his wealth, which made it difficult to assess precisely. Despite this, Escobar was undeniably one of the richest men globally. Managing and storing such immense wealth was a challenge in itself. In fact, Escobar was listed on the Forbes list of international billionaires for 7 consecutive years, from 1987 to 1993. And in 1989, he was ranked as the 7th richest man in the world. Today, Escobar's wealth would be even more staggering. Adjusted for inflation, his net worth of $30 billion to $50 billion from the late 1980s would equate to roughly $80 billion to $140 billion, based on an average annual inflation rate of 3%. This would place him among the richest individuals in modern history, surpassing the net worths of contemporary billionaires like Alice Walton, Michael Dell, Mukesh Ambani, and even Bill Gates. Such extraordinary wealth allowed Escobar to indulge in a lifestyle of unparalleled luxury. He owned a fleet of private jets and several opulent homes, but none more extravagant than Hacienda Nápoles. This 7,000-acre estate, valued at approximately $63 million, was a testament to his wealth and taste. The estate featured a soccer field, artificial lakes, a bullfighting arena, an airstrip, a tennis court, and even a private zoo, with a menagerie of exotic animals, including elephants, zebras, camels, and giraffes. The zoo alone was a spectacle, with many of the animals smuggled into the country using his drug planes. Among the most unexpected legacies of Escobar's estates are the hippos. After his death in 1993, most of the exotic animals were moved to the other zoos, but 4 hippos remained behind. By 2016, their numbers had surged to around 40. The presence of these large animals had led to damage to local farms and had created a sense of unease among residents. In response, authorities have taken steps to manage their population, including castrating the male hippos to prevent further growth. These hippos are now a lasting and somewhat wild legacy of Escobar's extravagant lifestyle. Despite his immense wealth, Escobar faced challenges in managing his money. His fortune was so vast, though illegal, was often difficult to store and secure. He resorted to hiding cash in fields, warehouses, and the walls of cartel members' homes. According to his brother, Roberto Escobar, approximately 10% of the money, that's $2.1 billion annually, was lost to rats, water damage, or simply misplaced. The sheer volume of cash was overwhelming, and some of it was even used for mundane purposes, such as spending $2,500 a month on rubber bands to organize the banknotes. Escobar's lifestyle was not just about wealth, but also about projecting power and influence. He was known for his flamboyant parties and his willingness to spend enormous sums of money on seemingly frivolous things. For example, during a period when his family was on the run, he once burned $2 million in cash in the chimney just to keep his daughter warm. While Escobar's life was filled with luxury and excess, his real talent was in growing and managing his massive wealth. The Medellín cartel didn't dominate the cocaine trade just by force. Smart financial strategies played a huge role too. Remember, Escobar's cartel controlled over 80% of the cocaine sold in the U.S. His approach wasn't just about crime. It was about smart economics. He made sure his product was the purest, allowing him to charge a higher price. Instead of competing on price, he focused on quality. His cocaine practically sold itself. But he didn't stop there. While cocaine might have fetched $10 per gram in Colombia, Escobar recognized its value in the United States, where it could go for $500 per gram. Escobar took distribution to the next level. He didn't just rent planes, he built entire airports and shipping routes, turning them into profitable assets by charging competitors for their use. And when it came to relationships, Escobar was a master. By forming alliances with other cartels and negotiating profit-sharing deals for the use of his routes, he strengthened his empire and even imposed taxes on his rivals. He knew the power of a good public image too. By funding community projects and sponsoring local sports teams, Escobar earned the nickname Robin Hood, gaining public support and shielding himself from legal trouble. Ultimately, Escobar's success was built on exceptional planning, execution, and perseverance. His rise from Bogota's ghettos to a global drug trade leader showed a relentless drive and strategic brilliance that few could match. While Escobar's methods were illegal and unethical, his business strategies still offer valuable lessons. He excelled in product quality, market expansion, distribution, and relationship management. His story shows how strategic thinking can lead to great success even if achieved through questionable means. In 1991, Escobar made a new strategic move. He reached a deal with the Colombian government to avoid being sent to the United States. Instead, he agreed to serve time in a prison he designed, called La Catedral. This wasn't an ordinary prison. It was more like a luxury retreat with a soccer field, a nightclub, and a waterfall. For Escobar, this was a clever way to stay out of a regular prison and keep his influence. However, this arrangement did not last. In July 1992, authorities tried to move Escobar to a regular prison. This triggered his dramatic escape from La Catedral. A massive manhunt followed, with Colombian forces and U.S. drug enforcement agents chasing him. Escobar's freedom was short-lived. On December 2, 1993, after 16 months on the run, he was cornered in a middle-class neighborhood in Medellín. A fierce gunfight erupted between Escobar's bodyguards and law enforcement, and as he tried to flee across rooftops, he was shot and killed. After his death, the Colombian government took a large part of his assets. This included cash and properties. They also forced his family to give up any remaining assets and seized money connected to his close associates. Escobar's rivals like the Cali cartel and Los Pepes also took their share. They demanded payment for helping bring down his empire and forcibly took money and valuables from his family. Some of Escobar's own cartel members also looted what was left, seeking to secure their own financial futures. Consequently, very little of Escobar's wealth remained for his children and the rest of his immediate family. For safety, Escobar's family moved from one country to another. Eventually, they settled in Argentina and lived a modest middle-class life. Pablo Escobar's wealth and influence were beyond the reach of most imaginations. With an estimated net worth ranging from $30 billion to $50 billion, equivalent to a staggering $80 billion to $140 billion today, his financial empire was both a symbol of extreme opulence and a testament to the destructive power of the drug trade. Escobar's methods of storing and handling cash were as chaotic as they were extravagant, leading to billions lost to pests and decay. Despite the sheer scale of his riches, the true extent of Escobar's wealth remains shrouded in mystery. Authorities struggled to fully account for his fortune due to the illicit nature of his earnings and the elaborate methods he used to hide and manage his money. His lavish lifestyle, from the sprawling estate at Hacienda Nápoles to burning millions to keep his daughter warm, stands in stark contrast to the violence and corruption that marked his reign. In the end, Escobar's life and death marked the dramatic conclusion of an era in the cocaine trade. While his luxurious lifestyle and vast fortune are historical curiosities, they are forever intertwined with the violent and tumultuous legacy he left behind. The story of Pablo Escobar serves as a chilling reminder of how extraordinary wealth and power can become both a throne and a burden, shaping the world in ways both grand and grim. So what would you do if you had access to billions of dollars like Escobar? And how do you see the balance between wealth and morality in today's society? Share your thoughts in the comments section below.